Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How great is this nature? So beautiful. Greens. That reminds me what Allah said to His Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. تبارك الذي إن شاء. Blessed is He upon whom, if He willed, جعل لك خيرا من ذلك. He makes for you something better than that. Now the Prophet, Allah is talking to the Prophet. جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار. Gardens upon which rivers flow beneath. ويجعل لك قصورا. And He makes for you palaces, not only one, palaces. Subhanallah. But this green is beautiful. Why not enjoying it? But I don't like to say, wow, that's awesome. But I say, Subhanallah, how great is Allah. Despite all the beautiful things you see, Allah is saying to you, this life is a life of deception. وَمَا الْحَيَاةُ الدُّنْيَا إِلَّا مَتَاعُ الْغُرُورِ. The lively world is nothing but a matter of deception. A joy of deception. So, in the Muslim, when he sees this, he says, "Oh, if this is beautiful, and Allah said it's nothing compared to what I'm preparing for you, my servants," then that makes a good note. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala not to prevent us from His fadl, grace at the Day of Judgment. A person saw a beautiful girl. He's a religious person. He was looking at her like that and said, "Oh, we are mahrumin ad-dunya wal akhirah." We are prevented in this life and in the hereafter. No, I hope not. No. We never lose faith and trust and hope of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wallahu dhul fadl al-azim. And Allah is great in bounties and favor. Now, coming to the topic. The topic is about the importance of seeking knowledge. When I look at the stadium, football stadium, or boxing stadium, you see thousands of people. They are extremely excited. If you say to the people, let's seek knowledge, some of them may be, yes, enthusiastic, right? Why not? It begins with maybe 50 persons and it ends with 2 or 3. And each of which gives his own justification. Well, I had problems, I was busy, I had to stick to my mom, I had to stick to my children, etc., etc. Let me say this. Let me say this. Knowledge is a matter of obligation. It is not an optional issue. No, it's not an optional thing that whether I take it or not. No. And it becomes more obligatory when the people of bid'ah, people of shirk, they dedicate their time in studying their bid'ah, studying their shirk, and then they spread these doubts onto the Muslims. But the Muslims who did not seek knowledge, they'll be confused. Where is the Sheikh Abdul Rahman? We have problem. How can we refute this doubt? They say to us this and that and this and that. How can we answer these doubts? Well, you had no time. What's the matter? As if Yawm al-Qiyamah had come already. Okay. But today is not Friday. We know that Yawm al-Qiyamah is going to be on Friday. Yes. All right. So, those brothers don't want to seek knowledge. And I have passed by many of those doubts, and I've been asking those young brothers, do you have an answer to this doubt? And they say, no. How can you refute this? We don't know. So, I don't like that Islam's become in certain circumstances weak, and the doubt and the shirk and the bid'ah is strong. I don't like that. This is the embarrassment of Islam. This is disappointing Islam. So some of us must be qualified. This is a need for Islam that you have to fill its gap. That is why when these things, when this reaches to this extent, then you are obliged to seek knowledge. Because this is the jihad itself. This is jihad in itself. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, يا أيها النبي جاهد الكفار والمنافقين واغلظ عليهم. O Prophet, struggle against the disbelievers and the hypocrites. Now the hypocrites are not fighting you by weapon. They're not fighting by weapon. But those hypocrites, they may come to you with doubts. They'll be interfering in the Muslim lines, claiming to be Muslims, but at the same time, they are destroying Islam from inside, not by weapon. So if you don't have answer to the questions, you're putting Islam in trouble. That is why the question is, the jihad that we should be exerting, which is more important? Against rulers, we have two types of leaders: political leaders and religious leaders. And believe me, those false religious leaders, they give us troubles more than the political leaders, because they're leading with their bid'ah innovations and shirk, and they are graduating a lot of students for them in order to devote themselves in how to refute you, how to refute the Sunnah, how to refute the Tawheed, and they bring doubts. Look, I've been living with this in my entire 35 years, and I had troubles with this. As a result, alhamdulillah, I'm ready to refute most, if not all, the doubts that they give. I'm proficiently is that person that can do that. And as a result of this, alhamdulillah, I'm not conceited. I'm not saying this to prove myself. La wallah. What I say is, inshallah, hoping that I please the creator of that nature, to please him alone. So it is incumbent upon each one of us to learn and to teach. Remember what the Prophet said: this life is cursed. Cursed everything in it except remembering Allah and being a teacher and a learner. These are the only two important things. That is, to teach and to learn. This is life. And we should know that knowledge is the way to achieve paradise. Knowledge is the way to paradise. This is what Islam told us. من سلك طريقا يلتمس به علما سهل الله له به طريقا إلى الجنة. Whoever accessed a way for knowledge, seeking knowledge by that way, Allah will facilitate for him crossing or accessing the way to Jannah, paradise. But if we don't do that, we can see the youngsters, they don't have time for that. They want something fast, all right? I want to die. I want to die and go to Jannah and be as Shaheed, have many wives, that's all. You need to construct. Islam needs people like you to be constructed. You know what? Why the Prophet, peace be with him, was ordered to be patient in Mecca? 13 years in Mecca. And the Prophet was patient for what? You think for his personal security? For his own safety? No. There's something more important. The Prophet was building. Islam needs to be built up. That is why those who worked at the early time when there was no jihad, those who worked on building Islam from the time of Mecca, they are more rewarded than those who came after. Why they are more rewarded? Because they constructed Islam. Because they made it easier for the other generation who came after. Those who came after, okay, they came with easy things in front of them, before them. Not like before. So therefore you have to think about, if you think about dying and he thinks about dying, wait a minute, who's going to build Islam? There's a big responsibility in doing that. If you don't do that, believe me, you'll be held responsible. Look, the Prophet was fighting the enemies, but sometimes in certain circumstances, Abu Sufyan, he was the leader of the war in Uhud. He was saying some words in which the Prophet said to his companions, don't you refute him? They said, what should we say? Abu Sufyan said, U'lu Hubal. He's talking about his own statue. Hubal is the name of the statue. You're the highest. U'lu Hubal. The Prophet said, don't you answer him? They said, what should we say? He said, say to him, Allahu A'la wa Ajal. He taught them to say, Allah is higher and greater. Then Abu Sufyan said, Lana al-Uzza wa la Uzza lakum. He said, we have another statue called Uzza. We have Uzza, but you don't have. He said, the Prophet said, refute him. They said, what should we say, O Prophet? He said to him, he told them to say, Allahu Mawlana wa la Mawla lakum. Allah is our Mawla, is our supporter. But for you, you have no supporter. So the Prophet was ordering them to refute these words. It's a matter of psychological influence that this man who became Muslim, alhamdulillah, Abu Sufyan radiallahu anhu, but when he was kafir, he was using these words, okay, to break their morals. And that's why Hassan bin Thabit, the poet of the Prophet ﷺ, he started to refute them in his poetry. The Prophet said to him, Hassan, your poems are harder to them than the arrows of those fighters. So therefore, we have to refute the evil. Refuting the evil take many circumstances, take many images, many aspects. It's not only by gun, sometimes by tongue, not only by gun. We have to do that. And knowledge is very important. Don't ever think, oh, by the way, we all love jihad. But there are people who died in the field of jihad, and the Prophet said that they are in the hellfire. Why? People vary in their intentions. Even in the battlefield of jihad, you are under a test. Many people failed the test. Now, how can we achieve success? If you have the knowledge will improve you in improving your intention, in improving your behavior, in improving your knowledge about how to deal with things. So, even if you are in a battlefield and you're not a good person and you don't have the knowledge, you may even fail. Khalid bin Walid, I mean, dying in the battlefield, we wish it, but it may not be it's not in your hand. You may not. Note here that Khalid ibn al-Walid, who led all the battles against the kuffar. Do you know that he died on the bed? He died on the bed. He did not die in the battlefield. He was the leader of all the battles. Yet, he died on the bed. So you don't know. What you're ordered to do is to seek knowledge, to be a knowledge seeker, wherever you are. Because this is also important for the community. Because those people are spreading just like cancer within the Muslim society. And there are many people that don't know how to And many people say, oh, because sometimes some adorned words may deceive people, and some layman people may say, oh, so the truth is there. Who's responsible for that? You. Because you don't seek knowledge. You think that knowledge is a matter of option for you. It's optional whether you take it or not. No. The Prophet ﷺ said, طلب العلم فريضة على كل مسلم ومسلمة. Seeking knowledge is obligation on every male Muslim and every female Muslim. Please, before I end, don't put Islam down. Don't let the doubts of the kuffar or those who are Muslims, but they are Muslims, their Islam is mingled with innovation and even shirk. Don't let their words be above. Don't let their doubts be distributed in the society. You have to seek knowledge. And by the way, before I end, seeking knowledge is one of the elements and tools for thabat. Thabat, yes. Thabat means steadiness in faith. It's a procedure for steadiness in faith. This is very important. And the Prophet was talking about fitan, tribulations that are descended from Allah. Matters of test. Allah tests His creatures with what He will. Okay. The Prophet said there will be a time the fitan will be more spreaded and the knowledge will be taken away. So when there is less knowledge, the tribulations and the tests will be distributed more and more. Why? There is no knowledge to intercept it. That's why we keep saying it is important to seek knowledge. If there are people who need to have knowledge, and you are able to seek knowledge, but you did not seek it, and you did not distribute it to the people, you left Islam in a bag, in a gap, not bag. You have left Islam in a gap, and you're responsible for this, and you'll be held responsible for that. Knowledge is not an option, it's obligation. That's all I say. Thank you very much.